That's right, I'm wearing a dress shirt with pajama pants on the bottom. Oh yeah. Make Your Mark Chapter 6 has finally wrapped up. And along with it, from an outsider looking in at least, the end of the show. But despite the likely end of the show, Make Your Mark still decided to tease their next big villain, who is already debuting in some Tell Your Tale episodes too, so. Her name is Allura, and she appears to be some kind of leopard creature with wings, with a bunny sidekick and an absolutely fabulous mane. Her sidekick's bunny's name is Twitch. No, not that kind of Twitch. Not the nudity Twitch. Like drug Twitch. Like, Allura appears to be kind of displaced from her home dimension. She enslaves an entire village named Starlight Ridge to try and find a snowflake that holds the key to her way back home. This means that Allura isn't from Equestria, or at least the very bare minimum, not this Equestria. She comes from a different world! You know, if I had a nickel for every time the plot of this show decided to depend on interdimensional travel, I would have 2 nickels. One for this, and Equestria Girls. 2 nickels isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. Thank you, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Very cool. I think Allura is going to be an absolutely awesome villain, by the way. Don't get me wrong, I do like Opaline, because it kind of rips away all of the grayness out of a character like that. Opaline knows she's a villain and is trying to be a villain, right? There's no sad sob story besides being yelled at by Celestia and Luna when they were kids. But Allura is a more traditional 21st century villain where she's more, you know, just wants to get home. I mean, Opaline knew she was a villain so bad that she even practiced her evil laugh at one point in the show. That's why I'm really happy she wasn't redeemed, because there's no way somebody like that could be redeemed. Come on. So yeah, Allura enslaved a village to try to find a snowflake. Which, now that I think about it, if I had a nickel for every time this franchise enslaved a village, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. I mean, come on, guys. Starlight Glimmer, Starlight Ridge. You can't convince me that Hasbro didn't know what they were doing. Assuming that this isn't the end of G5, and that they are going to make either Chapter 7 or another series, then I'm going to take the time to speculate on who Allura is. I've had some pretty wild theories in my time, I'll be the first to admit. I was convinced that either Starlight or Twilight was going to show up in Chapter 6, which they didn't. And to be fair to me, that was before I learned that Discovery Channel was basically necking G5 by not giving Hasbro the rights to their characters, their own characters. But that's besides the point. The point is, I've had some pretty wild theories. But out of all those theories, this one has to be by far the most wild and out there theory I've crafted. So sit down, because I'm going to try my best to convince you that this theory makes any sense at all. Allura is an evil leopard, and she's pretty mean about it too. She didn't have to enslave an entire village. She could have just, I don't know, asked politely. So she's not exactly the embodiment of, you know, kindness. So wouldn't it be, you know, really funny if Allura, the next villain of G5, was actually, and hear me out, don't dislike the video, what if she was actually Fluttershy from another dimension? Now, let me explain. I think MLP is really good at making subtle design choices that are meant to symbolize something, like how G4 subtly implies that it takes place in the 1920s. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's true at least, and who else remembers Ragamuffin from Spring Breakdown? I think even a blind person would be able to tell that Ragamuffin was supposed to be Applejack, or at least represented her. Thanks, Hasbro, for ship blocking us from a canon Rarajack. Also, like how Tender Taps. This is a theory for another day, but I think Tender Taps was supposed to be Scootaloo. Don't you think it's really weird how Scootaloo in season 1 did this like perfect ballet dance, and then it was like never brought up again? Does anybody else think that's weird? Just me? So I believe that parallel characters have existed before, and have been done in G4 before, so let's take a look at Allura, who, don't worry, has more evidence than Tender Tap does. Don't you think it's kind of strange how Allura has a pet bunny? Who else in this entire franchise has a pet bunny? Fluttershy! If they're trying to make Allura her own distinct character, why would they give her a pet bunny? That's not original. But, I mean, come on. Okay, whatever, it's pet bunny, sure, why not? It doesn't really mean anything. That's pretty surface level, but, you know, let's go down a little bit deeper. Not only does she have wings, which is a so-so kind of thing. I mean, Fluttershy was supposed to be an earth pony originally. But specifically, look at her mane. Look at the curve of her silhouette. I'll extract a line from a still image, and now let's look at Fluttershy's mane as a comparison. It's pretty close, isn't it? Actually, scratch that. Let's take Fluttershy's mane from G5, as Fluttershy in 2D form does show up in the opening credits of G5, the movie. And that's pretty close. She has like this bulbous shape up at the top, and then it goes down to a little flick down at the bottom. I mean, jeez. That's pretty weird, don't you think? Like I mentioned before, Allura has a brother. We don't know anything about this guy other than the fact that he exists, but he still exists at the end of the day. And I'm sorry to say that I don't really have a smoking gun for this theory, but I do have a slightly lukewarm gun for this theory. A slightly toasty one. Allura can control her voice to mind control other creatures. We've seen it in Secrets of Starlight. She can do it. This ability, which just for the time I'll dub the Soothe, is extremely similar, if not, I would argue, identical to Fluttershy's ability, the Stare, in which Fluttershy can control other creatures to do her own bidding. Well, I mean, not quite. Fluttershy hasn't ever used her Stare ability for anything other than to get animals to behave, but there isn't exactly a lot of evidence that she couldn't do it if she really wanted to, but still, nonetheless, both characters are using a physical part of themselves, voice and eyes, to, at very least, persuade animals to do something. Hello, it's Editing Andrew here to tell you that in an episode of Tell Your Tale, they're like doing a recreation of a play of Secret Starlight, and the one character they decided to choose to represent Allura was Posy. If you don't know, Posy is literally like who Fluttershy was originally supposed to be. That was her like original name, and that's who she's based off of. So I think it's very, very strange and weird that they got this one character to play Allura, the only pink-maned, yellow-coated character in all of G5. And to be fair, it could also just be because Posy plays a bigger role in Tell Your Tale than she does in Make Your Mark. In Make Your Mark, she was there for a single episode, once, to be the antagonist, and that was it. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Now get on with the video. I don't have all day. So, to quickly recap, both Fluttershy and Allura have a pet bunny, have wings, have the main swoosh, have brothers, and the ability to mind control creatures. I had the idea for this theory immediately after watching Secrets of Starlight, and I posted it to the main chat Discord server, and someone almost immediately told me how dumb my theory was. So I took it to heart. This theory is more than likely not true. But wouldn't it be awesome if it was true? I mean, think about it. If Discord is still around in the show like he is in the comics, imagine how absolutely devastating it would be for Discord to have to fight an evil version of his wife, or I mean, presumably life. Oh my god. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this theory. I know it's a terrible, insane theory. No need to tell me, but I like how crazy this theory is. It doesn't make any sense. So please make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. I almost left out without Gus saying goodbye. Say bye, Gus. Say bye, Gus. Hello, it's me again, and I'm coming from what appears to be heaven from what looks like a godly halo behind me. But I just want to take the time to say that there are going to be some changes around here. Oh, everybody hates hearing those words, don't they? But it's not bad, it's not bad. Firstly, MLP is not going anywhere. MLP is part of my brand. I hate using that word, brand, but it's true. If I ever change my profile picture from anything other than a horse, I am no longer the same channel, and you should all mass unsubscribe. Moreover, I don't know if that's even the right word, I am going to be basically ending theory videos. The way it's worked so far has been that there's been 2 theory videos followed by an animation. That's how it's worked since almost the very beginning, and that was accidental, actually. I didn't mean to do that. The first 2 SFMs just happened to come out like that, where it was 2 videos apart each time. That was just by accident. By the 3rd and 4th, that schedule was intentional. I actually did that. I am proposing a new schedule. 1 scripted video, like the theory videos, followed by an unscripted video, like a vlog, or stream highlights, or gameplay, and then finally, an animation. Animations aren't necessarily going to be SFM anymore. I mean, let's be honest, they probably are going to stay SFM, because that's the only program I know how to use, SFM. But the reason why I say that is because I'm actually working on animation right now. It's in its storyboarding phase, so it looks really bad, but it's not SFM, so I just wanted to give a heads up, I guess. So the video you just watched is going towards my scripted video count for the month. Next video should be unscripted, and then finally will be the animation I've been working on. So that's, I guess, welcome to 2024. Things are different around here. And hopefully for the better. I really do hope so. Anyways, that's all I had to say. So, please subscribe. I really, really, really need it. Goodbye. Actually, this time.